the top stories, St. Kitts Nevis is Vice President of UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Monkey traps donated to Backyard Gardeners Association, and Brill Feast takes center stage for Breastfeeding Week. The details on these stories and more after the break.
In your formative years, we were there. When you got the good news and the bad, we were right there with you. Through all your great adventures, we were always right by your side. Now that life has thrown us a curveball, we are still here. And as we navigate this difficult period, the SKCCU will continue to be there for you and your family to help you through. We will assist you in safely and efficiently accessing your funds through our digital platforms, online banking, mobile banking, ATMs, and even our drive-through services. We can get through this together with responsible financial decisions by making food and medication a priority, practicing proper hygiene, maintaining social distancing, and constant prayer.
We're here for you.
We're still here.
We will get through this together.
SKCCU will continue to be your financial partner for life.
Hey, man, I just can't believe that.
Yo, sweet boy, what you really crying for?
Why you see me crying, boy? What me crying? I just see her thinking about that girl. I think she cheating on me, you know.
You lie.
Boy, for real. A couple of weeks ago, right? She come telling me how I'm too sweet and that I just make she belly roll and I got her thighs rubbing. What is that?
No, man.
But yes. Look, she tell me, right, that we need some time apart. To be honest, I wasn't too concerned about that because you know how the girls and them, they're addicted to me sweetness. But then I see she the other day and the girl looking so good, looking so fresh and so lean.
Boy, you sure she addicted to you?
But yes. But wait. Look at here. Come. Hide. Boy, come hide now. Oh, I can't believe, but is that what going on? Really? Why you got to say for yourself?
Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody, hey.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to seize the day. Grab an LLB, live, love, be. With LLB, live, love, be. Live, love, be. Be who you know you can be. Grab an LLB, live, love, be. Angostura, lemon, lime and bitters, live, love, be.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. St. Kitts Nevis has been named Vice President of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. UNESCO's most influential body held its 44th session virtually towards the end of July, with remote participation by delegates from St. Kitts and Nevis. After a 4-year mandate on the committee, St. Kitts and Nevis will stand down later this year at its General Assembly. But before relinquishing its seat and being the only small island developing state on the committee, the Federation had a last-minute shot at marking its legacy to the workings of the World Heritage Committee. Member states elected St. Kitts and Nevis as Vice President. According to a statement, permanent delegate to UNESCO, Ambassador David Doyle, thanked his co-delegate to this UNESCO committee, Percival Hanley, General Manager of the UNESCO-listed Brimstone Hill Fortress, for his work over the past 4 years in ensuring a sterling representation on behalf of St. Kitts and Nevis. The World Heritage Committee is responsible for the implementation of the World Heritage Convention, defines the use of the World Heritage Fund, and allocates financial assistance upon request from state parties. It also has the final say on whether a property is inscribed on the World Heritage List. Backyard gardeners are being assisted in their fight against monkey infestation. During a small ceremony on Wednesday, 6 monkey traps of varying sizes were donated to the St. Kitts Association of Backyard Gardeners at the ministry's Leguit location. Project coordinator of the Feral Control Program, Winston Mulrain, explained how the traps work.
At the moment, the trap is in the set position. If you look carefully, you will notice that it have 2 mangoes. They are supposed to be the bait for the monkeys. Once the monkey enter into the trap and step up and the step there, it will automatically fly. And there it goes. And what we have there, supposedly a trap monkey, monkeys.
According to agriculture officials, when monkeys are caught in the traps, the gardeners have a responsibility to call the ministry so that the relevant persons can tranquilize and remove the monkeys. The traps will then be reset. Ian Chapman, crop program leader at the ministry, spoke of the significance of the donation.
Today is a very important day for the crop production division, as we are handing over 6 traps to the St. Kitts Association for Backyard Gardeners. A few months ago, we met with the Backyard Gardeners Association at their general meeting, and monkey control was one of their big cry to us. And today, all and less, we are here to hand over 6 traps on behalf of the government and Ministry of Agriculture to the St. Kitts Association for Backyard Gardeners for them to help with their food production and most importantly for food security purpose, so we can ensure that our citizens continue to eat safe and wholesome food for the benefit of their families.
Relda Warner, PRO of the association, thanked the ministry for the donation and pledged to continue producing strong, healthy crops. Breastfeeds are the highlight of this year's Breastfeeding Week celebration, August 1st to 7th. A breastfeed or a breast selfie is one of the activities the Ministry of Health is excited about to normalize breastfeeding anywhere. Latoya Duncan, the ministry's nutrition surveillance coordinator, told ZIZ News of the activities in which public participation is welcomed.
The first activity is Tell Your Story. During this activity, we are encouraging parents, and I say parents because sometimes we find we get a lot of support not only from breastfeeding mothers but also family members around them who usually tag in and try to encourage or support breastfeeding. So we are encouraging individuals to tell your story, share your story on their personal social media pages, maybe Instagram or Facebook, and to tag the Ministry of Health Health Promotion Unit Facebook page and Instagram so that other individuals will be able to listen to their story. The second one is known as Share a Breastfeed. Now, a breastfeed is similar to what persons would call a selfie.
She also spoke of the other activities that would form part of the week of breastfeeding awareness.
Usually during this time, we try to do activities related to the promotion and awareness of breastfeeding activities. It's usually caters to all of the multiple aspects of breastfeeding, whether it is breastfeeding in public or breastfeeding being something natural that we want persons to encourage, to support. We also look at exclusive breastfeeding, which is allowing mothers to breastfeed their infants for the first 6 months of life with only breast milk. This year we are focusing on revisiting some of those activities that we did recently, such as some of the videos that were created in the past. They will be displayed on the Health Promotion Unit's Facebook page and Instagram during the week.
Breastfeeding Week coincides with this year's 2nd anniversary celebrations of SKN Moves and is also part of the 7-week celebration campaign that ends in September. We now take a look at the nation's COVID-19 situation report and vaccination update. After the break, Prime Minister Harris visits patients at the JNF, and OECS offers training to green businesses. Stay with us.
Your safety and convenience are most important to us at Flow. That's why we provide many ways for you to keep your account connected, which now includes FastPay, the new convenient payment option on our website. No registration required. Or download the MyFlow app to pay anytime from anywhere on your smartphone or tablet. If you wish to pay your bill in person, feel free to visit any of our fully sanitized branches. Flow is committed to helping you stay connected. Let's do this together.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Yo! You look like the dude who was shopping at furniture and appliances.
See, my friend, you look like you buy something from the Ashley Home Store.
How you know?
Because we get the cashback coupons and the free groceries for a year!
Cashback is back at Horsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture. Shop now and get a chance to win free groceries for 1 year.
Welcome back. On Sunday, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris visited patients at the Joseph Nathaniel France General Hospital as part of his regularly planned series of visits. The Prime Minister, who had earlier in the morning worshipped at the Mount Carmel Baptist Church in Lemon Hill, Borio, traveled to Bastia and made surprise calls on patients warded at the medical, general, private, pediatric and maternity wards. Noting the significance of the visit on Emancipation Day, the Prime Minister said, quote, "This is the day that our brothers and sisters in the wider Caribbean are celebrating Emancipation Day, which marked the end of slavery. While emancipation is about our freedom, today we have to think of those of us who are not enjoying that freedom because of illness." The patients were described as thankful that the Prime Minister not only listened to how they are doing as they travel on the road to recovery, but he also gave them a listening ear as some raised personal issues with him, which he promised would be addressed. Teams or individual entrepreneurs in St. Kitts and Nevis with a green business idea or leading an early-stage green enterprise can now apply to be part of the Eastern Caribbean Greenpreneurs Incubator Program. The initiative is a free training program designed to support green entrepreneurs to build sustainable business models by giving them the skills, tools, and confidence to implement them successfully. A call for mentors has also been launched, as a mentorship program will be a key element of the program, and each greenpreneur will be assigned a mentor to support them through the process of building out their business models. This program is part of the wider Eastern Caribbean Green Entrepreneurship Initiative, a 3-year project supported by the Qatar Fund for Development. The program is open to applicants from Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Eastern Caribbean Greenpreneurs Incubator Program will run from October 2021 to January 2022 and offer 12 weeks of virtual training, networking opportunities, and the opportunity to participate in a business plan pitch competition to win grant seed funding of US $10,000. The application window is from July 27th to August 26th, 2021. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, is encouraging the citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union to be financially prepared to respond to natural disasters. In the season finale of ECCB Connects, Agency Manager of Sales at Sagicor Life Inc. in Dominica, Brenton Hilaire, emphasized the importance of having a financial plan.
During a natural disaster, you go into a sort of reactive mode where it's pure adrenaline and your thoughts are sort of swayed in a particular direction that it's accustomed to. And if you have not really planned properly, the direction that it's been swayed to might not necessarily be the right one. And that is what tends to happen when you don't have a financial plan in place that you have been looking at regularly. Because a financial plan will remind you about your budget, where you have a little wiggle room, where you have your savings, where you have some cash on hand, all these things, because they're supposed to come naturally during a natural disaster, because you don't have time at that point to really sit down and try to think and analyze and search.
The insurance expert recommended having several insurance tools to protect property and assets. He also spoke about why it is necessary to stay up to date with insurance payments.
People often try to say that during a natural disaster, after a natural disaster, is when they should cut off some expenses. Yes, that is true, but insurance should not be a part of that expense, especially for life insurance, because we go through a sort of financial challenge during that period when the income is limited. And now you have to tell yourself, in this current state, given the fact that my income is limited and I'm doing my best to make ends meet, if I had to disappear, I was already in a financial challenge. So how is my family going to cope with now 0% of my income?
Health insurance, life insurance, house, content, and motor insurance are some of the tools he recommends for people to secure themselves as they prepare for natural disasters. And finally, on the local scene, local swim instructor Timothy Morton is giving children the opportunity to get swimming lessons at his Paradise Inn Swimming Academy located in Connery. In an interview with ZIZ News, Morton says he has been offering lessons to children for a year now, and he has had students as young as 6 or 8 months old. He noted that the approach to their lessons is different to that of an older child.
What we try to do is get the children comfortable in the water, ensure that there is no fear. There's a natural fear of the water, and we have to take our time and be cognizant that children, will be naturally fearful of the water. So here we try to get them to be comfortable with the water, and we move along nice, smoothly. Those are the younger ones. The older ones, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, thereabout, we try to get them to do the different types of swimming. First, there are different skills to swimming. You have tread in the water, you have floating and stuff. So it's not just actual, the action of swimming. There are different skills to swimming, and we try to harness those skills.
As it pertains to the swimming academy producing athletes who could compete in the Olympics, Morton said it is a start, but the students are only getting an introductory course to swimming. He said, however, that there are persons in St. Kitts and Nevis who have the potential to compete in different swimming competitions, but the infrastructure is not in place to facilitate training at that level.
This is just an introductory to swimming. And of course, we would need a bigger swimming pool and so forth if we are to, take it to that level where we want to get athletes, swimmers off to different competitions and so forth. We would definitely need to start thinking about having that kind of facility so that they can be more familiar with the facility and so forth. So yes, this can lead into that, but we need to start make the preparations and start getting the ideas together and having that implemented in a way that we can actually produce swimmers here. The children have abundance of skill. It's just for us to harness it, identify it and so forth. So yes, I think we can potentially have swimmers in not too distant future in the Olympics. We just have to identify those with the talent and harness that talent.
Morton said considerations should be made to include the Swimming Association as a part of the National Olympic Committee so that the federation can start producing swimmers who can compete at the international level. The Paradise Inn Swimming Academy has 1-hour lessons for children on Saturdays between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Lessons are also open to adults on Wednesdays. Interested persons can contact Mr. Morton at 662-2008. Coming up in regional news, rights groups says Chile must stop summary deportation of Venezuelan migrants. The details when we come back.
Yo! You look like the dude who was shopping at Furniture and Appliances. See, my friend, you look like you buy something from the Ashley Home Store. How you know? Because we get the cashback coupons and the free groceries for a year!
Cashback is back at Horsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture. Shop now and get a chance to win free groceries for 1 year.
Your safety and convenience are most important to us at Flow. That's why we provide many ways for you to keep your account connected, which now includes FastPay, the new convenient payment option on our website. No registration required. Or download the MyFlow app to pay anytime from anywhere on your smartphone or tablet. If you wish to pay your bill in person, feel free to visit any of our fully sanitized branches. Flow is committed to helping you stay connected. Let's do this together.
And we're moving now to news on the regional scene. Human Rights Watch says Chile is deporting hundreds of undocumented Venezuelan migrants without giving many of them the right to due process, including access to a lawyer. More than 5 million Venezuelans have left home as economic and social conditions there have worsened. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports from Santiago, Chile.
Viviana Garcia arrived in Chile from Venezuela with her 3 children 2.5 years ago. The 38-year-old nurse needed help to care for them while she worked, so she paid a migrant trafficker to bring her mother into the country through an illegal border crossing. But on June 6th, a Sunday, the immigration police phoned and asked Garcia's mother to meet them at a nearby supermarket.
She called me and said, "They've just detained me, and I'm going to be deported." I asked why. The police told her she had been notified, but it's not true. She was sent away to Venezuela without clothes or anything.
Since early this year, Chile has been carrying out summary deportations of hundreds of undocumented migrants, the vast majority of them Venezuelans. They say authorities have denied them the right to appeal their expulsions. Hundreds are being detained and deported on weekends when the courts are closed and are unable to issue a cease and desist order. Venezuelans argue that obtaining a Chilean visa in their home country is now almost impossible. Chile's Interior Ministry says it wants to discourage thousands of Venezuelans who continue crossing into Chile through the Atacama Desert via neighboring Bolivia or Peru. The government plans to carry out an additional 33,000 pending expulsion orders, insisting that the migrants' legal rights are being respected. But a detailed Human Rights Watch report says that Chile is in fact denying many Venezuelan migrants their right to due process, including the right to challenge a deportation order before it's carried out, and to present extenuating circumstances, such as having a family member residing in Chile.
Our research shows that some of these Venezuelans who were deported have appeals pending in the local courts. and they were not taken into account. That should be illegal any country in the world.
Franco, not his real name, has been living in Chile legally for nearly 3 years. He was overjoyed when he finally managed to pay a trafficker to bring his wife over 8 months ago through an illegal border crossing. But on June 5th, while they were sleeping, he says the migration police arrived and took his wife away.
It took 1 day, 24 hours. At 6 a.m. on a Saturday, they detained her, and on Sunday evening, she was already back in Venezuela. They didn't let us call a lawyer. They barely let her brush her teeth and dress.
Franco says they didn't have time to present their case in court or to find out that his wife was pregnant when she was summarily sent back alone to an uncertain future in Venezuela. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Santiago.
In Jamaica, the Portland police have laid formal charges against a 65-year-old man for the killing of a 60-year-old woman on her farm on July 22nd. Here's more.
Charged with murder and arson is 65-year-old Jasper Jemison, otherwise called Soji, a farmer of Hopefield District in Portland. Reports are that on July 22 in the morning, residents called the police after seeing fire coming from a farm in the community. On arrival of the police, a hut was seen ablaze. The fire department was contacted, and during cooling down operations, the charred remains of 60-year-old Cynthia Hines, a farmer of St. Margaret's Bay in the parish, were found. Her daughter Anne-Marie, who spoke with our news team at the time, says her mother's arms and legs were severed and there were chop wounds to her face, abdomen and chest.
The only case in the parish of Portland that justice will be served thoroughly, it is the one for Cynthia Lorraine Hines.
Detectives launched an immediate probe and Jemison was arrested the same day. He is scheduled to appear before the court on August 10. Commanding officer for the parish, Deputy Superintendent Thorville Houghton, says the police are appreciative of the support of the residents.
The progress that the investigators have made was steady, and we are very confident about the case, the quality and standard of the case that we're putting together. We believe that we'll put the best case before the court.
Anne-Marie has a message for the Prime Minister.
It's high time for him to make that step to ensure that another family will not have to suffer the way that we are suffering now.
12 people have been murdered in Portland since the start of the year. This compared to 7 murders committed last year for the corresponding period. Robeanne Williams for CVM Live.
Coming up, poll finds most New Yorkers want Cuomo to resign. We'll tell you more when we come back.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Some 59% of New Yorkers think Governor Andrew Cuomo should resign after an investigation found that he groped, kissed, or made suggestive comments to 11 women in violation of state and federal law, a Marist Post showed. Here's more.
I hope he has the decency to resign today.
I thought he should have resigned a long time ago.
He should. You don't need creeps running the government.
New Yorkers are not shy about voicing their opinions, and according to a Marist poll out Wednesday, some 59% of them think New York Governor Andrew Cuomo should quit after an investigation found he groped, kissed, or made suggestive comments to multiple women. The poll comes a day after New York Attorney General Letitia James made its findings public.
The investigation found that Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed current and former New York State employees by engaging in unwelcome and non-consensual touching and making numerous offensive comments of a suggestive and sexual nature
Cuomo responded with a pre-recorded statement that flat out denied the allegations.
I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances.
But a chorus of Democrats from the state assembly to the White House called on the governor to step down.
I think he should resign.
Cuomo has shown no signs of bowing to pressure from the president, from polls, or from people on the street, such as Lily Nevins-Pearl.
I would hope he would resign and set a better precedent, because I feel like everyone is getting sexual allegations, and that they should stop entirely. People should stop abusing women. So that's, but I don't know who will.
No one is sure how many Indigenous children died in the boarding school system in the United States that was established to erase their languages, cultures, and religions. But after revelations of mass graves at Canadian Indigenous boarding schools, the U.S. Secretary of the Interior has announced an investigation into the boarding school program in the U.S. More in this report.
These are the ruins of an old Native American boarding school on the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota. Until the 1970s, more than 350 such schools were set up with the explicit goal of eradicating Native American culture.
Erase and replace. Erase language, replace with English. Erase spirituality, religion, replace with Christianity.
By 1900, more than half of all Native children lived in the strictly regimented institutions.
Corporal punishment, physical punishment, malnutrition. Certainly we know sexual abuse. They were hellish institutions by any definition of the term.
No one is sure how many children died in the system. Recently, the remains of 9 Lakota children who died at a school more than a century ago were returned for burial on their native land.
The boarding school system not only did harm to the children who were caught up in it, it also severely damaged Native American societies, with effects that have been felt generation after generation.
Native American youth commit suicide 2.5 times more than the general population. The rate of alcohol and drug abuse among Native Americans is higher than for any other group. They have lower life expectancy. There are many reasons for these problems, but boarding schools played a role. Recently, U.S. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, herself a Native American, announced an official investigation into the boarding school program.
To promote spiritual and emotional healing in our communities, we must shed light on the unspoken traumas of the past, no matter how hard it will be.
Sichangu Oyate Lakota member Lynn Colombe says her own mother never had a chance to learn parenting skills during her youth in a boarding school.
People just missed out on learning from their own home and learning from their own families on things as simple as showing affection.
Her niece, Vesta Colombe, reflects on the pain the system caused her family.
Because of the way my grandmother was treated in these schools, it caused a lot of abuse between my mom and her siblings growing up, because my grandma was really never truly taught how to love somebody or to be loved.
Many Native Americans take pride that, despite the efforts to erase them, they survive.
To simply say that boarding schools and settler colonialism have broken Native societies, it's not true.
Their distinct cultures live on in the lands that have always belonged to them. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, on the Rosebud Lakota Reservation, South Dakota.
Up next in sports, Spain's La Liga Soccer League gets $3.2 billion boost, and FIFA bans former standing president for 1 year. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
I took the vaccine because I want the in-person audience experience at Sugar Mass 50.
I took the vaccine because I want to be performing with all my peoples on Ultra Truck this year for Carnival.
I get vaccinated because I want to be on the road for Sugar Mass 50.
The reason I chose to be vaccinated because I'm a profession as an entertainer, for us to have a safer brighter Carnival.
I am DJ Flames and I got vaccinated because I want Sugar Mass 50 to be greater than ever.
I took the vaccine because I miss entertaining thousands of people and I miss hosting my own events. See you at Sugar Mass 50. Boom.
Get vaccinated quickly to turn up Sugar Mass 50.
First up in sports, Spain's La Liga Soccer League has agreed to sell a 10% stake to private equity firm CVC Capital Partners, but fans may be disappointed if they think that means a frenzy of big-name transfers. Here's more.
It's home to Lionel Messi and other top soccer stars, but Spain's La Liga feels the need for more funding, and on Wednesday it looked set to get it. The Soccer League has agreed to sell 10% of its commercial business to private equity firm CVC Capital Partners for about $3.2 billion. La Liga says the money will fund unspecified structural improvements and offset some of the financial damage from the past year. About 90% of the funds will be channeled to clubs, who will have to use it to finance investment programs agreed with the league. That may leave fans disappointed, if they were hoping the deal would fund a frenzy of big-name transfers. The move comes after a failed bid by 12 top clubs, including Spain's Barcelona and Real Madrid, to form a breakaway Super League. Spanish soccer is also grappling with slowing growth in the value of TV rights. Now sources say it's hoped the new deal will see La Liga match or exceed the English Premier League on financial power within 6 or 7 years. As for CVC, the former Formula One owner gets to expand its portfolio of sporting assets. Earlier this year it took a stake in rugby's Six Nations tournament, but talks to acquire a share of Italy's top soccer league fell through. The new Spanish deal still has to be approved by La Liga's executive committee and the member clubs.
FIFA has banned former standing President Issa Hayatou for 1 year. Hayatou, who was Confederation of African Football President for 29 years until 2017, was banned for a breach of duty of loyalty rules. Here's more.
Football's world's governing body, FIFA, has banned its former interim president Issa Hayatou for 1 year. Hayatou, who was Confederation of African Football President for 29 years until 2017, was banned Tuesday for a breach of duty of loyalty rules expressed in a wrongdoing for a commercial deal in African football. Hayatou was also fined $33,000, though it is unclear how FIFA can enforce the payment. FIFA's Ethics Committee concluded Hayatou signed CAF into an anti-competitive agreement with Lagardère Sport, a media rights agency based in France. Hayatou was a long-time FIFA vice president and its standing president for several months between Sepp Blatter's suspension from office in October 2015 and the election of Gianni Infantino 4 months later.
And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honourable Timothy Harris, wants to alert the public about fake Facebook and social media accounts that are circulating. These sites may look genuine, but they're not. These fake sites may use the Prime Minister's photo and name, but their only intention is to spread misinformation through false and scandalous information. Some of these pages are scams and will attempt to dupe you out of money. Do not trust them. You can find the real Prime Minister Harris on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for his official handle, which is @PMHarrisKN. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages that claim to be the Prime Minister's but do not have PM Harris KN right after the // are fake accounts. These should be reported to the respective social media sites. You can also report fake social media accounts to presssec@gov.kn. That's PRESSSEC at gov.kn. Facebook has verified Prime Minister Harris's official page by placing a white check mark inside a blue circle next to the Prime Minister's name, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris. This blue circle appears just above at PM Harris KN. Also, be alert. If the person claiming to be either the Prime Minister or another government official asks you for money through instant messenger, direct message, or any other means, this is a scam and not a real charity. This public service announcement was produced in order to help you be an informed social media user. Protect yourself and help spread the message.
And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. St. Kitts Nevis is vice president of UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Monkey traps donated to Backyard Gardeners Association. And Breastfeeding takes center stage for Breastfeeding Week. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Berridge. Goodbye.